I read a quote somewhere that really stuck with me. You know, one of these quotes that give you those aha moments. And it said something like this: beliefs are decisions. What you believe determines what you think. What you think determines how you feel. What you feel determines what you do. And what you do determines your results. Unmatched. On the theme of decisions, I truly believe that if you decide to become the best leader that you can be, everything in your life will change. Promotion will be inevitable for you. You will level up in your personal life. Your finances will change and everything will be embellished because you would have mastered the most important competency in today's workplace, the most important competency in today's times, even, that will set you apart from the rest. So today, I want to cover 10 uncommon subtle traps that even the most talented emerging woman leader would fall into if she is not aware. So this video is a sort of self-awareness video. This is a topic of self-mastery and leadership, which is what my channel is all about, so that you are aware and you are then able to make conscious decisions not to fall in those traps and to show up powerfully and unapologetically. So I have my notes. We're going to go quick. Number one, low self-concept. I would even pair this by saying lack of inner work. You cannot outwork a poor self-image. If you do not see yourself as a senior leader, as the voice who belongs in those executive, senior, powerful, influential spaces, you will sabotage yourself and you will sabotage your progress because you do not see yourself as worthy to be in those spaces. So the number one trap that I see so many emerging women fall into is the low self-concept, and that is lack of self-confidence. The first leadership skill isn't external, it's internal. We must first win the inner game in order to win the outer one. Number two, neglecting your appearance. This is a big one. You can have the PhDs, the masters, you can have the credentials, but if we do not like the cover, we are not going to buy the book. Are you looking like the position you are aiming to have? Do you, when you look in the mirror, see a senior leader? Do you see a leader of teams? Do you see an influential woman? When we think about this, 55% of communication is nonverbal, 38% is tone, and only 7% is verbal. So that means that before we open our mouths, before we say anything, by our energy, by how we look, by our presence, by our appearance, there's already been a judgment made about us. So I want you to think about what is the impression that you give before you say anything. What is your presence saying? What is your energy saying? What is your appearance saying? Do you see a woman who belongs at senior leadership tables? If the answer is no, then you need to really take the time to invest in your appearance and actually look like the senior leader you aspire to be. Number three, lack of vision and alignment. This is a big one because without a vision, you are basically coasting. If you do not know where you're going, other people will steer you in a direction that they want to go in. So having a vision and being clear on where you're going, on what your objectives are, and being clear on what success looks like for you is paramount for you to win on your leadership journey and for you to elevate into senior leadership. If you recognize yourself in any of these traps, my Career Vision Clarity Toolkit will help you break free from those with clarity, alignment, and confidence. It is literally a game changer for the emerging woman leader. The link is in the description. make sure to check it out and don't miss out. Number 4 is fear of visibility. One of my former mentors once said to me, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. A lack of visibility is literally the ultimate trap that will sabotage your progress to senior leadership. If people do not know what you're doing, if people do not know the achievements, they don't know your wins, they don't know how you lead, they don't know what you have done, it literally counts as if it never happened. So I invite you to make a conscious choice to be visible internally in your organization and externally, such as platforms like LinkedIn, and to make sure that you show your work on a regular basis so that you always stay on top of mind. Because those opportunities will only come to you if the people giving you those opportunities know about you. So if they don't know about you, they don't know about the things that you do, they don't know about your wins, then they are not going to think of you. They're going to think of the person who dares to be visible. Staying quiet in the name of humility is actually timidity. It might feel safe, but it's keeping you unseen and it's robbing you for the opportunities that you deserve. Number 5, non-strategic alliances. This one, so big. No one gets to where they are by themselves. You got to where you are because someone opened a door for you. And somebody else got to where they are because you opened the door for them in one way or another. So I really invite you to think about who is in your empowerment network. Who do you know? Who are your strategic relationships that will actually speak for you when you're not in the room, that will recommend you for opportunities, that will talk about your work, that will help you grow to be the best leader that you can be? We do not get to where we are by ourselves. We need other people. We need the right relationships to help us maneuver and get to where we need to be. So career growth, leadership is not a solo journey. It's one that requires to have the right network around you that helps you grow into the best leader that you can be, that speaks your name in rooms that you're not in, and that opens the doors for the opportunities that have your name on it. And this leads to number 6, ignoring power dynamics. The workplace is not a meritocracy. Relationships, influence, and perception matter as much as skill. You don't have to play dirty games to win, but you do have to play with awareness. You have to learn how power moves so that you can move with it. Number 7, not having a personal brand. This is not only a trap, but it's a fatal mistake. In 2025 and onwards, not having an online presence is literally career suicide. You need to build your online presence. You need to show up online. You need to build a name for yourself because your online presence is literally the new CV. People will Google you. People will check out your LinkedIn profile before they check out anything else. If there is nothing online about you, if there's no LinkedIn post from you, if there's literally just nothing, then you will miss opportunities because you have not built your personal brand. So building your personal brand will actually secure more opportunities than a current job ever will. It will open doors for speaking opportunities. It will open doors for new roles. It will open doors for new partnerships and collaborations. It will open doors for media coverage. Literally, the opportunities are endless for you if you make the commitment to build your personal brand. Number 8, not having clear boundaries. Now, this one is such a huge one because if you don't have boundaries around your time, around your presence, around how you are accepting to be addressed, around your relationships, literally you are calling to be used and overlooked and unseen. So one important habit of a leader is to protect their time, is to protect their presence, is to protect their effectiveness, is to protect their energy. So what are you saying yes to? I invite you to think about your yeses and I invite you to think about your no's, because every yes you say to is a no to something else. Make sure that you do not say no to yourself and what matters most to you. Number 9 is the overqualification trap. Always waiting for the next course and the next qualification and waiting to get that before you move. This is fear disguised as preparation. It is great to keep on improving and it is great to keep on upskilling, but that should not stop you from moving right now. It should not stop you from making moves and showing up as a leader that you already are and that you keep becoming. So be careful of that overqualification trap. Are you hiding behind this as an excuse for the fact that you do not feel worthy to be a leader? Or are you actually upskilling? You can still move whilst getting those qualifications, but getting those qualifications should not stop you from moving powerfully and making moves strategically to get to the senior leadership position that you desire to get. And number 10 is enduring misalignment and toxic environments. This one is so subtle. When you endure that toxicity and those spaces that drain you for way too long, it will literally keep you stuck in your career. You will literally not advance because your environment does not reflect your elevation. So there is power in knowing when to walk away from what doesn't serve you. And a great habit to have is to make an audit of your environment, your location, where you work, your relationships, what surrounds you, and ask yourself, is this bringing the best out of me? Is this making me better, or is it making me bitter? Because bitterness will keep you stuck. It will keep you low in vibration and it will stop you from getting the elevation and the promotion that you know you can get. So I invite you to audit your environment. Where are you misaligned? And do not tolerate being misaligned and being treated in a way that you do not deserve. So tell me, which trap spoke to you the most? The one that you may not have been aware of, but actually you may have had an aha moment in this video and now have the tools to do something about it. Let me know in the comments. I'm looking forward to seeing you on my next video, and until next time, see you then.